boy, we got some major news today. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Hello, fellow seekers and collectors. I'm the Cinema Seeker, and today we are going to talk about a lot of stuff. So, yeah, we're just going to get right into it. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's figures have been revealed, and a lot of them range from different products. Now, one of the ones that hasn't really mentioned a Tobey Maguire, however, there has been a leaked image that does show Tobey Maguire, but an official product shot has been shown from Hot Toys on their Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man. Yeah, this one's not based off No Way Home. It's showing the branding of Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I think this figure has been shown to be used in product shots along with Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland. So, I don't know, maybe this has to deal with something that I'm gonna talk about a little bit later. Now, as much as I don't collect Hot Toys due to the price tag of them being really expensive, but it's Spider-Man, so I'm gonna talk about it because Spider-Man's my bread and butter, and I figured you guys are gonna want to hear about it since this has been a lot of the news we have been waiting for. So the Hot Toys figure looks, of course, as usual, incredible as we got an Andrew Garfield sculpt as well. From what I can see, it seems the hands have been completely changed because if I remember correctly, in the original Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure from Hot Toys, they had a thing where you could like separate the hands from like around this area. So it was to kind of, I guess, make it easier to replace the hands, but it was held on by magnets, and one of the big concerns was the idea of what happens when the magnet finally gives out, and as well, it just kind of causes like a weird split on the hand instead of it just being cohesive. So it seems that has been gone away with, which I'd imagine for many Hot Toys collectors, they're very happy to see that potentially go away. And another big thing is that they're going to be selling a separate base for the figure that you can use, and they use even the same Hot Toys Andrew Garfield figure. They show a lizard display, which again you can use as a way of making it look like it's, from the final battle of No Way Home, and that one does have the No Way Home branding. So again, kind of a weird thing to have the branding for No Way Home on one, but on the other, but there might be an explanation found. And of course, one of the other reveals was Figuarts also revealed their Spider-Man No Way Home 3 Spider-Man figures. And, well, there's been some controversy on them because the photos that we got, they do look a bit weird, the figures. But the thing that we have to remember is that these are prototypes. These are prototypes. These are not the official, these are not the final products. So there's a good chance that some of the stuff that people don't like, they could automatically go away once the final product shows up. But still, because they're imports, they still look really good. The paint detail, everything looks absolutely incredible. I do agree some of the articulation makes the figures look weird, and some of them do look kind of, again, a little bit funky. But again, these are prototypes, so there's a good chance that these may end up looking a lot better once the final product shows up. But I don't buy imports, too expensive, but I still want to talk about it because it's Spider-Man, it's my bread and butter. Again, I gotta talk about it, especially since these are the figures that people have been waiting for, and I want you guys to know. And of course, the big one was Marvel Legends decided, hey, everybody else is having fun, why don't we have some fun? So they revealed the Marvel Legends Hasbro Pulse exclusive 3-pack of the 3 Spider-Men, and these have been the figures we have been waiting for. And now, granted, they're renders. They're not the final product. They're not the actual figures. They are renders. But if they are indicative of what we're going to see, they're looking very good. Again, you can tell that there has been a lot of care and detail put into these figures, and it really, really does show. again, these figures look absolutely incredible. Again, they're just renders, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. If these are coming close to potentially what we could get, then oh yeah, I'm definitely excited. Now, there is a lot to talk about, especially when it comes to some of the concerns that people have had, and that is the fact that there are no three heads. Now, going back to what I was saying earlier with the branding of the Amazing Spider-Man 2, some people have been theorizing that this may be because of Sony. If you don't know, Sony owns the film rights. As I have mentioned in my, in one of my other videos in the past, Sony owns the film rights while Marvel shares them with Sony. They have a partnership deal. That's why Sony has their own universe going on while while Marvel Studios continues making the Spider-Man trilogy for the MCU. Now, when it comes to merchandising rights, most of it goes to Disney and Marvel. It goes to them. So, a lot of people theorize that it may be because of the fact that, well, Sony doesn't want to put up any of the money to like get the likenesses or anything when they're not even going to get any money from it. So that may be because why we don't have a three head sculpts for all three Spider-Man. It does suck if that is the reason. Licensing rights are a bitch, but we got to remember this is how it is, and unfortunately it would be nice to have that option, but licensing rights, again, that always screws us over a lot of times, especially when it comes to collectibles. But one of the big things that has made everybody very is one, it's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, meaning you can't get them anywhere else. You can only get them through Hasbro Pulse. Yikes. And the second one is the fact that it is a $90 3-pack. Woo, boy, that's a lot of money. But we also have to remember $30 per figure comes to right around to, $90. And of course, plus shipping and tax, that'll be around $100. But I've heard some people make the argument, and I also believe this too, is that it's going to be up to you, the customer, to ultimately decide which is a better deal, because the imports, are very expensive. They usually come out to around sometimes $100 depending on where you're ordering from. So there is a good chance that you're going to be paying $100 for each figure. So what are you going to get? The figures that cost 100 each, or spend $100 to get all three of them in one pack. That's up to you. You vote with your wallet, you decide. For me, I think I'm holding out hope that they'll get released individually. I hope they will. I hope this is just a little addition for maybe fans who want all three of them as well, because as you can see with the Tom Holland figure especially, that one seems to be a lot more different. I think this one comes with pinless joints as well. You can see the lines around the figure are finally painted, unlike the original one that didn't come with painted black lines. So it does kind of suck, though we have to buy a 3-pack in order to get a redesign or a more accurate one. As well, that's another thing, accuracy. This one is a little bit more accurate due to the fact that the red is around the fingers, not the palms. On the other one, the fingers were not painted red, only the palms were, which is inaccurate to the movie. Unfortunately, they still kept the inaccuracy of the gauntlets. The gauntlets that are on the figure, yeah, he didn't wear them in the movie. They're nowhere to be seen. So, unfortunately, that's another inaccuracy. I think you can remove them, but the problem is, hopefully, on this one, they're not dug into the arm, essentially, because on the original, they have a, little notch that you can plug them in. So if you remove them, you're gonna end up leaving a big gaping hole in Spider-Man's arms, and that's not gonna look that natural. So unfortunately, that's the way it is. But I do hope that maybe Hasbro has acknowledged that, and we can, not have that notch there, or it's just just connected around here, and you could just easily take it off by removing the hands. Hopefully, but still, it's not a horrible detail. It's not the worst thing, but it would have been nice if it was 100% accurate instead of getting other things accurate while still keeping another inaccuracy. Because I understand that these first batch of figures were based off concept art, but the movie has been out for what, almost half a year now? Almost half a year. So, again, at this point, we should be getting more accurate figures. But still, the fact that we even have these is still pretty incredible. And again, definitely looking forward to seeing more companies, because again, the three big companies that we were ultimately looking forward to have already revealed a lot of their stuff, but there's still other companies that are probably going to be revealing, like Funko, Mayfex, as well other figure companies that make, Spider-Man adjacent products. So we still gotta wait for those, but still, the fact that we now finally have a Marvel Legends figure pack, as well SH Figuarts, and potentially soon Hot Toys, that is still pretty incredible, and we are definitely back in the No Way Home era for now, at least the merchandise, because now we can actually have Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man actually showing up in those products. As well, we still are waiting on the villains. While Hot Toys has shown some of the villains, we're still waiting on companies like SH Figuarts and Marvel Legends to show their versions of the villains for their figures. As well, I guess we could also say Diamond Select probably is going to be making some Spider-Man No Way Home figures. I mean, they would be dumb not to make a Marvel Select version of Amazing Spider-Man's Andrew Garfield or the original Raimi trilogy Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. They got to at this point, because again, people are gonna eat it up. People have been waiting for this. And that was the big news for Spider-Man. However, now we're going to get into the big one. This was McFarlane Summer Showcase. This was, I think, in many ways supposed to be their big San Diego Comic-Con releases. Now, there could be potentially more reveals, because San Diego Comic-Con is just around the corner. In fact, at the time I'm filming this, I believe Marvel is supposed to already have one of their panels tomorrow. So, pretty much you were gonna be getting more reveals, and there's a good chance I may talk about them, hopefully, but we'll just have to wait and see. But let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Now, these first figures were revealed before the summer showcase, but I still feel the need to talk about them. That is Superman Future State. Now, I am not reading the current comics, so I am not aware of what's going on. This looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's like a Spartan version. It's like 300 mixed with the DC universe, which seems pretty cool. But one thing that has been pointed out is the product shots that were shown before looked really cool, and then you get to the one that I'm showing right now, and his legs look weird. They look very, very like he's got legs for days, but it looks weird. I've heard apparently that's how it looks in the artwork, but I don't know. Maybe it's just the way the product looks in the actual, you know, uh, the product shots. I don't know if it's just the way it is. Maybe in hand it'll look better, but I don't know. But definitely something to point out is those legs looking a bit weird. And the next one, and this one really tickles my fancy because I'm a 2000s kid. I grew up in the Cartoon Network era, and that is Superhero Static Shock. Haha, let's go. I've been waiting for a Static Shock figure. Now, I'm not too, like, this is not the design I usually think of when I think of Static Shock. This is based off the new 52 design, from what I have may have been made aware of, but it still looks cool, and just the fact that we're getting Static Shock is just awesome. I do hope, though, because Todd has released animated series figures before, hopefully maybe we'll get a animated series style Static Shock based off of the TV series on Cartoon Network. I would love that. But yeah, definitely excited for this one. This one is more for me because, again, I grew up during the 2000s. I remember when Static Shock dominated Cartoon Network. And this one is an interesting one. This is Infinite Frontier Scarecrow. I am not too familiar with this design, honestly. In fact, I'm not even really too aware of the storyline it's based off of. So, I'm not too familiar. Again, this is one that's out of my wheelhouse because it doesn't even read to me as Scarecrow. It reads more Apex Legends for some reason. But it's still an interesting design. It's still a unique one. However, I would much prefer and would like a more traditional looking Scarecrow. Hopefully, this is one of many Scarecrows to be released because, again, I would much prefer a more traditional looking Scarecrow. That's just personally my thing, that's just what I personally want. But if you like this one, this is one to be available. Now, the first official start of the Summer Showcase was when they showed off Deathstroke and Ocean Master. Now, the Ocean Master is based off of the comics, not the Aquaman movies, so let's start with Deathstroke. He looks really cool. He looks really good. I'm very excited for this one. Love Deathstroke as a villain and an anti-hero. This one is based off of the DC Rebirth design, which, not traditionally the one I think of, but still, he looks really cool. Comes with, what you want. Comes with a sword. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with guns. We're going to have to, again, McFarlane's got that gun pack coming soon, that you can buy off their website. So if you want to give them some traditional firearms, you're going to have to go through that because, again, DC has their gun ban. And, of course, there was Ocean Master. This Ocean Master is a gold label and a Target exclusive because most gold labels are exclusives. I don't know what makes this a gold label and why they're showing the gold label first, unless there's going to be like a regular version. Again, it's similar to the Scarecrow figure when they and the Red Hood figure where they showed the gold labels first. But I think there's going to be regular versions, or at least I hope, because I hope they're not just making Ocean Master an exclusive. Because again, we got an Aquaman figure. You need one of his villains to go along with him, so hopefully there isn't a hopefully there is a regular figure coming soon and they just don't overly rely on gold label. And of course we have Bane. This is one that I have been waiting for. This is one that was a really good reveal. This was on the second day of Summer Showcase, and man, this second day was a really good one. I was very, very excited when I saw this one. I love Bane. He's a cool character, and he looks great in this one. Thankfully, he's not based off of the video games or anything. It's based off the storyline Nightfall, but he just looks absolutely imposing. He just like him all towering with his big old muscles and those big old traps and everything. He just looks great. Now this is one that I really really hope they do a good job on because I don't want QC issues on this one. I don't want to be posing my Bane and then all of a sudden just breaks off, kind of deal. Because again, this is one I've been waiting for. I think Todd has finally been listening to some of our criticisms, and one of them has been the lack of Batman villains. Like, seriously, you're investing so much in Batman, but yet we barely have any villains. Thankfully, he's been rectifying that, and as well villains in general, because again, we got Ocean Master, we got Deathstroke. We're getting a lot more villains to add to our display because again, it's been a little anemic to some degree, because like I said, all we've gotten is a bunch of Jokers. We've gotten a couple of Lex Luthors. I think there's some other ones that I can't remember. We had the Dark Knights, kind of deal. But again, it's again, we need more villains. We need more of that kind of deal. We need something to build up our shelves and more of the DC universe, not just Batman. And there was the reveal of Necron, which is from the Darkest Night storyline. Now, I have not read that one. I've read Blackest Night, but not Darkest Night. So hopefully I'll be able to read this one maybe before the figure comes out. But still, he looks really cool. He's got that, dark, decrepit, type of feel to him. He looks really, really good. So, and again, he's a mega figure, so he's going to cost a little extra, but he's still looking pretty good. And one of the ones that was really exciting, Talon, which is, I love the Court of Owls storyline, so this was a really cool one to get. So I'm very excited for this one. Comes with a lot of accessories for once. So yeah, he comes with a lot of his knives and everything. Thankfully, he's not a gun user, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, Talon looks pretty sick. Now, one of the things that was very interesting about this reveal was that there was a teaser before with a Batman Rebirth, which is a bit inaccurate because, well, Talon wasn't introduced in Rebirth. It was the New 52, but never mind. But in this reveal, this little teaser that we got before the reveal, it shows a DC Rebirth figure, but with darker colors. Are they going to be releasing a variant? Is this another gold label situation, or is this a running change? I wonder, because if this is, or is this the lighting? Is it just making the gray on the regular version looking, black kind of deal? I don't know, because if it is a different version, it's a more like blacker color version, I think I might go with that one. I like the gray suit, but I've always had a soft spot for the more black suits, I've always loved that, especially with the fact that the symbol kind of has like the outline of the yellow. I'm a sucker for that, so I might get that one instead. And one of the final reveals was the Superman speeding bullets Batman. Yeah, this is a bit of an obscure, well, I don't know if I would say obscure, but definitely one that not everybody is familiar with. See, this version of Superman and Batman is, if I remember correctly, Batman dies in this universe, and then Superman takes up the mantle as Batman. So it's literally just Clark Kent becoming Batman. So he has all the powers of Superman, but now he just goes under the Batman title. Very obscure one to put out, but yeah, hey, it's cool. At least it's a different, Batman kind of figure. It's still an interesting idea to do, and definitely one that if you need your Batman fix, you're gonna get it because Batman really loves Batman. I meant to say Todd McFarlane loves Batman. And of course, one of the last ones, at least for now, there could be potentially more reveals later, is the Batrocidus, which comes from Dark Knight's Death Metal. I've read Dark Knights, but I have not read Death Metal, so I'm a little bit unfamiliar with this one, but it's a pretty simple figure. It's just a Red Lantern figure, but except Batman. It's just Batman and Atrocitus mixed together, so it does look pretty cool. It's got some good detail, and everything. It comes with a little Red Lantern, which is good. At least it comes with that, but yeah, this is going to be one that, you're either going to have to be a big Batman fan, a big Dark Knights fan, or a big Green Lantern fan. So this is going to be this is a kind of a niche ones. These two that have been revealed have probably been the most niche out of all of them. And that was pretty much about it. That's pretty much most of what I've heard about. And we're definitely getting some big reveals and some big stuff, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be more because again, Comic-Con is happening soon and a lot of companies are going back to Comic-Con, so get ready to potentially hear some more reveals and some more stuff. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you next time.